Hey guys, all right, we are on to tip number 4 in this new coach quick start. And today it's all about inviting. So you're being a product of the product and you are sharing about this on social media and you're hitting Success Club, which you will if you haven't yet. And now comes the behind the scenes stuff. So your social media is great and it's going to continue to get even better. And you really need to know that a lot of the yeses, a lot of the people saying, I want to do this with you, come from personally inviting them. I know for me in particular, if I would have seen my coach posting stuff online, I never would have reached out to her. That's just my personality. I waited for her to personally invite me in person and encourage me to stop all my BS and just do it. Because before I got into Beachbody, I was 30 plus pounds overweight, complaining all the time, making every excuse in the book that I had kids and I worked and I had no time and I barely slept as it was and blah, blah, blah. She had to personally invite me over and over and over and over again before I said yes. And that stuck with me, and I still think about that when I'm inviting. So if you are being a product of the product and you're rocking your social media and you are ready to invite, then let's do it. And I want you to be ready to invite today, because this is what will help you get to Success Club. All right, so sorry, that is chocolate on my chair. How embarrassing. I'm going to scoot it over a little bit. See the chocolate stain. That's what 3 boys will do for you. Okay, so anyways, the personal invite is where it's at. I want to encourage you to invite at least 5 people a day to either your next challenge group, your coach's next challenge group. If you're not ready to run your own, invite them to your coaches. And you don't have to say, I'm inviting you to my coach's challenge group. You just say you're inviting them, to a challenge group. And either if you're on the website watching this, you will see that there is a link to invite scripts. If you are seeing this in the group, then you will see that in the file section of this group, there are invite scripts. These are just ideas that you can take, share, save them onto your computer, tweak them to sound like you. So if you wouldn't really say, certain words a certain way, just change it. But at least gives you a framework of how we talk to people behind the scenes when we're inviting them to challenge groups and coaching. So another thing is people aren't going to just flock to you and say, I want to do exactly what you're doing and run a fitness business. Sometimes they do, and that's awesome when those people fall from the sky and you're like, yes. But more often than not, they need to be personally invited as well. So aim to invite at least 5 people a day, whether it's to a challenge group or to your team. And again, those invite scripts will help you. So one way we help you out with how to explain what coaching is for new coaches is every month, twice a month, we do a coach sneak peek where you can invite challengers or friends and family or whoever you think would benefit from being a coach into the sneak peek, where we will explain how it works to them so that you don't have to worry about how that even goes down. So take a look at the team calendar every month in the team page, and you will see when our sneak peeks are mapped out for each month. All right, so a couple things when it comes to inviting, a couple tips that I think will help you out. Don't get discouraged by the no's. If I got discouraged by the no's, I would have quit long ago. And that's why some people decide that this isn't for them. But let me tell you, there is so much joy that comes from those yeses. Every time I get a message from a challenger or a coach saying, thank you so much for bringing me onto this team, or thank you so much for bringing me in this challenge group, I've lost 5 pounds in 2 weeks. Those moments of joy and celebration far outweigh the people who have told me no or no thank you. And it's very rare that anybody ever says it in a mean way. I get no thank you quite a bit. No thank you, I don't have the time. No thank you, I can't add anything else to my plate right now. No thank you, I go to the gym, whatever it is. But what you can do is, if they say that, is write them down on a list, your follow-up list. That's going to be gold, because there is fortune in the follow-up. And we will be talking to you about how to follow up with those people down the road. So add them to your list. You're going to want to overcome objections when these people tell you no with your own story. So if you're like me and you're a busy mom and somebody says they don't have time, I always go back to when my coach was inviting me and I kept saying, I don't have time. And I talked to that person about that. I said the same thing. There's this method we use called the feel, felt, found. And I talked to them about, I totally know how you feel, because I felt the same way. Before I started doing these workouts, I was working at night and I had 2 small kids, and I felt like there was absolutely no way that I could find time to work out every day consistently. That's why I wasn't doing it. But when I started doing these workouts and realized I can do them from home for only 30 minutes, it doesn't even take up the whole nap time, or I can do it before they wake up, and it's really only 30 minutes extra of me getting up before them. It gets people starting to think. So sometimes when you tackle those objections with your own story, it'll turn things around right away, and they'll be like, oh, and it kind of continues the conversation going right there. It often leads to a yes. And when it doesn't, what you've done is you've planted a major seed for that person that you're going to water and nurture and grow, because they're going to be on your follow-up list. And now that you've connected with them through Facebook Messenger, Facebook is going to go, oh, these people are friends. They like each other. And that person is going to start to see your posts. So when you do those calls to action where you're inviting publicly to your challenge group or to our sneak peek, they're more likely to see that. It's going to be in their head. So when they're ready, the goal is that you will be the person that they want to work with, because they will see your consistency of being a product of the product, and they know that it works because they've watched you do it, because you're probably sharing about it on your social media and you're rocking it out and you're not falling off the wagon. And they're going to want to work with somebody who it's working for. All right. So another thing that I wanted to mention real quick is check out those invite scripts and start inviting today. Don't put this stuff off, you guys, please. And if you have a certain objection that you want help with overcoming, just shoot your coach a message and say, hey, this is what I said, this is what they said, what would you say next? That's what we're here to help you do, because we've been doing this for a while now. So we've gotten pretty good at zeroing in on how to talk to people, and we want to best help you figure out that as well. Don't be afraid to invite people. If you believe deep down in your core that what we are doing as coaches works and that these products work, then don't you want to share them with everybody? And like I said, there's far more people out there that are like me that need that personal invite than there are the people who are just going to come to you. All right, I hope that was helpful, and I can't wait to share with you tip number 5 in just a little bit.